Alright, round one, we're on the play. And, well, we have all our colors. And we have removal spells and Whirler and the Marvels. I'll just keep this. This is kind of average, but, you know, like I said, it is kind of a Jund deck, and I think you kind of have to play it in that manner. Since we are running only 20 creatures as opposed to more than that. Leads with a mountain. Bomat Courier. Okay, so it looks like we're up against a aggressive red deck. This is not really what we wanted. I'm going to go ahead and just Incendiary Flow this away. And then the following turn, of course, I could have held up the Incendiary Harness Lightning instead. That way I could block the Bomat Courier with a Whirler, but now that he's played another one, this is fine. And I will pass. And so this turn, I can block this Bomat Courier, or I can just make a Thopter and then try to trade with it. And just take the 2 from this Apprentice since I have a Harness Lightning. Okay, so I'm going to just create a Thopter in response. Attacks for 2. Not going to block. I would have liked to have had a 4th land, but this is fine. I can play the Servant and then hold up. Next turn I can play a 4-drop if I want. I'm not going to attack. It's fine. I wonder if he has like a... oh, look, I was going to say maybe he had a Bushwhacker. This kind of seems like he might have something like a Built to Smash, so I'll just block with a Thopter. And take the 2 from the Apprentice. And if he has Built to Smash, that's fine. Yeah, so he just sacrifices it. I'm going to take 1 instead of 2 from this Apprentice. Key to the City, that's a good one. So we have an Attune, that's a good draw. I'll go get another Force since I can. So that allows me to play this Bristling Hydra. I could also, I think Force is fine. So I'll get the Force, play the Forest, and I could play Bristling Hydra, or I could play the Marvel, but I wouldn't be able to do anything with the Marvel this turn. It's probably just better to wait, attack with my Thopter, and then whichever one he makes unblockable, I'll just shoot it with the Harness Lightning. And I could double block. Maybe I just don't attack with the Thopter and pass. Actually, I think just playing the Hydra is best here. And I'll just hold the Thopter back. Because the basically what I want to do at this point is just prevent as much damage as possible. So that way, if he plays like a hasty creature or something, I can block it with the Thopter. Okay. See what he targets. Probably me. Yeah. So I'm going to take 2 and go to 7. So now I can play Marvel and harness lightning, whatever he makes unblockable. And this takes 6 energy instead of 5. I'll attack with my Thopter. And then next turn I can Confiscation Coup. It's fine. Yep. So that's good. Now I can steal his other one if I want. And so it's converted mana cost. So actually, I'm going to take his key to the city. I didn't even think about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can also spend the Marvel. This is nice because it's not just control magic. I also get the key to the city. Yes, so I have 7 energy now. And I'm going to get in with 2 of these things. Because I can spend the Marvel if he happens to draw an artifact or something. Oh, I didn't even see that in his graveyard. Did not see that at all. So I can play the flow and then get the Scrounger. So that you can't it's permanently exiled, and then this becomes a 1/2 and I get to block it. Yep. So we are firmly in the driver's seat at this point. And this will become untapped. So I'll get to pay 2 to draw a card. Yes. Play this, and he just concedes. So I think this is a very good matchup for us. We're going to bring in the Radiant Flames. We'll bring in a Natural State. I don't think I want to play Root out. Don't really like Jace here. I think it's going to be a little too slow. And I might actually take out a Confiscation Coup. Maybe even a second one since I'm going really heavy on the Radiant Flames. And keep in the Sky Sovereign or maybe bring in 2. I think this will be better than Jace and Confiscation Coup. And what else do we want to cut? Maybe Marvel's a little too slow. Yeah, I think this is good. We'll hit submit. It might seem kind of weird to bring in the Radiant Flames when you're also playing Whirler Virtuoso, but it's much better against him than it's going to hurt him a lot more than it hurts me. So I didn't see any Built to Smash in his deck. That doesn't mean he doesn't have them, but I have seen some iterations of this deck play Built to Smash, so it's just something to keep in mind. Okay, this hand's not keepable because I don't have a green source, unfortunately. But my opponent has also mulliganed. This is better. Do I want that? I think I just want another land, since I have these two of these Tireless Trackers in hand. Okay, no one drop, that's a good sign. Radiant Flames isn't really something I wanted to draw currently, but hopefully I can... Okay, he has a Smuggler's Copter. That's not good. Two red cards I've drawn and no red source. That's kind of unfortunate because this blanks my Long Tusk Cub. I'll probably bring in more root outs. Would like to draw a mountain here. Looks like my opponent's missing a black source. That's the only justification I could see for discarding that. Not a good draw. So we're missing land drops, which is really unfortunate. Mismatched lands. Tilt. He must have just drawn that swamp. That's the only reason I can think that he discarded that unlicensed disintegration. So the best draw we could have next turn is Spire Bluff Canal. Or just basic mountain. Maybe I should have kept that servant on top. Chandra, jeez. Okay, which one are you going to shoot? Opponent taking some time. Okay, that's fine. But this basically means he has to play defense. Okay, that's actually a good draw. That's actually a great draw because we get 2 more energy. We can pump the cub. We get our mountain. Play our mountain. We're going to go ahead and attack here into Chandra. And he would probably activate the copter. And then I can just shoot the copter down. Attack Chandra. Okay. We'll go ahead and put a counter on it. I'm just going to pass the turn with the Harness Lightning up. Nice thing is that this Radiant Flames, this cub will be out of Radiant Flames range now that I have 2 more energy sitting here. So I can pump to a 4/4 and Radiant Flames whatever he plays. But yep, adding 2 red, that's fine. Yep. Yep. Maybe activates the copter with this thing. Wonder why he had a double red if he didn't have another play. Maybe he misclicked. Alright, begin combat. I will shoot that thing down. If he has a pump spell, then I would just choose to use no energy. But, see, he messed that up. He should have attacked with this. I don't know why he did that. Oh, I guess just to play defense. Okay, so he's going to be able to deal 2 damage to this thing. Or to me, I guess. That's fine. Okay, so I can Radiant Flames everything and then attack Chandra, and if he blocks with the priest, then we just trade. And then he just has a Chandra left on board, which is not great, but I think that's what I'm basically forced to do here. Actually, I can do it for 2, because when the courier dies, this will be a 1/2. So maybe I should not have pumped this cub. That was a misplay, because I could have cast this for 2. Bowman courier dies. This is a 1/2, so it dies as state based. Yeah, I messed that up. But I'm just going to cast it for the full 3 now. I keep misclicking. I'm getting a little bit of lag on my end, so we'll go green, blue, and red. Of course, he might want to just keep his Bloodhall Priest. I don't know. Chandra seems better than Bloodhall Priest at this point. So I should have 2 extra energy lying around instead of doing this, but lesson learned. We have 4 cards to 0, but he has an active Chandra, so he's going to be able to start basically drawing cards every turn. If I draw a force next turn, okay, so he had a hub in his hand. That's a good draw. That's not. Let's see. He can shoot my tracker next turn, but I feel like I kind of have to run this out. I can't cast this Radiant Flames because he'll just get this back in a turn because he had Swamp and a Mountain open. Dings me for 2. Piano Law, okay. I think we're at the point where we just want to do this because he won't be able to get this back. Hub, okay. We will cast this Radiant Flames for 2 and pass. Because he'll pump this up to 5 and he'll 2 me, but I'll be able to play the Bristling Hydra next turn. Or if I draw a land, I can play Tracker and Cub. If he casts the Pia, then he won't be able to bring back the Scrounger. Incendiary Flow. Yeah, I think that's worth casting. I could save it for when he brings back this Scrounger. Or I could just play the Bristling Hydra now. I think that's best. Because I'll have 3 energy left over, and if he tries to shoot this, I can give it hexproof. So he'll attack with the Thopter and then try to bring the Scrounger back. If he tries to shoot this thing, then I'm just going to give it hexproof. Energy's not showing up here for some reason. Dark Dwellers. Oh, that's a great draw. Yep, you can cast it on this, but I get hexproof, so it fizzles. I don't think I take the 3 damage. He might just choose to not cast it if he has multiple Dark Dwellers in his deck. Um, so I could attack, and then he would block with probably the Pianalar. Just a chump. I wouldn't be able to block the Dark Dwellers next turn as Menace. Could play Tracker and then a land. That would allow him to shoot the Tracker. And then get in with the Dark Dwellers. I would take 5 and go to 5. He didn't bring his Scrounger back. So he still has that. If I play the tracker and he shoots it with the Chandra, then I can use the flow next turn. Having no energy really sucks. Just gonna cast this. I think it's my best chance of winning. I'm just gonna pass. Like I said, he can shoot the tracker, but I need to hold this back to block this Pia. Okay, so he just shoots the Hydra, that's fine. I think I'm gonna take all of this. Puts me at 3, but I can kill the Chandra next turn. And I can crack the clue. Oh, I totally forgot about that ability. This is just because I don't play Standard. I totally forgot about that. I haven't played much Standard, so... Oh well. We'll do better next game. So I think Plummet's a little too narrow, whereas I think Root Out is fine. Play a Root Out over a Sky Sovereign. And submit this. Of course, Sky Sovereign is really good against Chandra, so that's also something to keep in mind. Yes, I would like to play first. This is a keeper. I could go Sanctum into Servant, and then Warlord Virtuoso, which is really good in this matchup. It's really good against Chandra, too. Yeah. Wish I would have had that last turn. Kept a 1-lander. That's a good sign. So I can attune and play Warlord Virtuoso, or I can just attune and harness Lightning and then keep the Servant back. I think that's going to be my best bet, is just to keep the Servant back since he's on a 1-lander. Play this. Play this. I could also just harness Lightning the Courier away. But I don't think that's worth it. Even though I have to use 3 energy to do this, I think it's better to just get rid of that thing. And then next turn I can cast a Tune and a Whirl of Virtuoso and hold up the Servant. So he drew out of his land. Okay, there's a Copter. That was the one reason to not use the Harness Lightning there. But I draw another one because this is a skill game. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to tap this thing to cast the Virtuoso, and the reason I'm doing that is because like he can kill my Servant or something, and then go to begin combat so that I can't float mana, and then he can crew the Smuggler's Coffler during the begin combat step. So let's cast red. Actually, I don't need to tap that. I need to keep that mountain open. Let's go blue, red, colorless. Yep, and get 3 energy, and then pass the turn. Okay, he draws another land, back-to-back lands. Good, good, good. Crewing. Go to begin combat, shoot this down. Yep. And I'm just going to go crazy off of Whirlers to try to end this game as quick as I can. Fortunately, I won't get a third. Let's cast in a Tune, go get an island. Play the island. And I'm just going to sandbag these two from now on in case I draw a Childless Tracker. So my opponent has a lot of spells in hand, and I just have a lot of lands. I've flooded out. That's fine. Okay. Well, that's better than nothing, I guess. I can attack with the 2 Thopters. I'm not going to worry about killing the Scrounger because it can't block. And he can just bring it back. I'll take at least 1 hit off of that thing. That's a good draw. I'm going to play this hub so that I get 4 energy. Then I'm going to attack with Servant and 2 flyers. I can pump this thing up to a 4/4 and block the Scrounger next turn. And I can actually make it a 5/5 by blowing Harness Lightning on one of the couriers. If he has unlicensed disintegration, that's kind of unfortunate. Okay, what did he discard? Discard Chandra. So I have 3 activations, so I can't get around this. Um, I think now is the time to kill the Scrounger instead of the Couriers. He can bring this back, but he can't block with it. And this saves me 3 damage, so I'll only take 2 and go to 11, and we'll hit me at 12, so I'll be winning the race. Yeah. Even though he can bring it back, so that kind of sucks, but... Oh. So hopefully I draw something besides a land here. And I'll keep this Servant back again. That's good. 2, 4, so I need to attack with all these to put them on a decent clock. Because now he's on exactly a 2-turn clock. Brings back the Scrounger, as expected. Does he have an unlicensed? Okay, PNLR. That was a good draw. It's just gonna pass, maybe. Yeah. Really unfortunate with these draws. So what do I do? If I attack with a Cub, I can't block with a Scrounger. You can block with PNLR, 2 Bomat Couriers, and a Thopter. 2, 3, 4, 5. I can pump my Cub up to a 4/4. I think I'm fine trading my Cub for the PNLR. He can't block with the 2 Couriers and the Thopter. He has to block with the PNLR if he wants to not die. Or trade with my Cub, rather. So maybe I attack with a Cub and a Thopter. Or maybe just if he hold the Thopter back in case he has a removal spell so that he can't Fire Breathe the Thopter. But I don't think the Fire Breathing is going to be too big of a deal since he's land screwed. Get blocks with the Flyer. Chumps with the Courier. It's fine. I'll play this Canal and pass. I don't think there's actually a reason to play that Canal. I should have kept it in case I drew a tracker. Smasher's taking a long time. So I've drawn 9 spells and 9 lands. Or 8 lands, rather. Of course, it tunes or spells and lands, so. Putting it deep in the tank. I don't think he has a removal spell, so. Okay. So I could block the Scrounger, and the problem with that is that he can just bring it right back. He can also fire breathe this. So maybe I just do this and try to take the 3. I think this is fine. He's gonna sacrifice. If he sacrifices it, then I'm definitely fine with doing this. Ooh. I did not expect that, but then again, he can't pay the madness cost, which is good. And he had a lot of stuff. And he can't, I guess he could fire breathe this, because this would make red, because he has 1 energy. Okay. Well, I get to keep my flyer, so we can chump block next turn. Plays a land, passes the turn. Let's draw not land. That's like a really good draw. Alright. Green. Did I play that? I didn't mean to play land. I meant to click the Hydra. I thought I clicked the Hydra. Oh well. So this is good, because I can attack with everything. And he has to block the Long Tusk Cub. Maybe I hold the flyer back. So he has to block. Unless he has like a lightning axe. Which lightning axe would make sense. If he fire breathes with the PNLR after he looted with the Bomat Courier. He could block the Cub and then wait for me to pump it and then use the lightning axe to keep it around. But if he's thinking this long, I don't think he actually has the lightning axe. The thing is, he's kind of in a rock and a hard place if he has it, because if he uses it on the Cub, then he can't use it on the Hydra, and I already have 8 energy up for the Hydra anyway, so 2 removal spells isn't beating me. He'd have to have 3, and right now he has only 2 cards in hand and 4 mana, so I think that Bristling Hydra was almost a game-winning draw. No idea what my opponent's waiting for. Maybe he's just multi-queuing or something. Okay, so I'll just pump this once. And I'll pass the turn. This allows me to block with this Hydra. Only thing I think could beat me is like Key to the City into multiple madness spells, but he just packs it in. Alright, sweet.